This is Red Wings Live, and it's brought to you by Arby's. The Red Wings and Bobby Ryan and the Panthers, led by Patrick Hornquist, will play again for the second time in 22 hours. It's a dusk game after a night game, and it's coming up just after the top of the hour here on Fox Sports Detroit. Welcome to the Ram Desk. I'm John Keating. Chris Osgood and Mickey Redmond will be along in just a moment, but we begin with this, that sometimes life presents us with unexpected perspective, and it's presented in that fashion with death. The Wings lost a hockey game here last night, and it wasn't close. And that wasn't close to the despair felt in the Red Wings dressing room after the game upon learning that their longtime teammate and their longtime friend, team masseur, Sergi Tchekmarev, had suddenly passed away. He'd had a heart attack yesterday in Troy. You may not have known the guy everybody called Chica, but anyone connected to the team sure did. He'd been a part of the Wings since 1998. He won 3 cups here, and he came to Detroit at the behest of his countryman, Igor Larionov. Chica had the talent for fixing aches and stitching gloves and putting smiles in place. It took a while for Jeff Blashill to make his way to the postgame podium last night, and the game suddenly didn't matter so much.
Just want to announce that Sergi Tchekmarev, way better known to most of you as Chica, who was a masseuse here for years and years, passed away tonight. We don't have a whole lot of details. But I just personally, he was an unreal man. Made it fun to be around the rink. I've known him for 10 plus years. He was here for 20 plus years. I just think it's really important that we honor. He was one of the best people I've ever been around. One of the kindest. Cared and had an unreal outlook on life. My heart goes out to his family, and certainly to so many people around here that love them, including myself.
Perhaps the best thing about the great game of hockey is the people within the great game of hockey. Ozzy's alongside. When you learned the news about our friend Chica, your reaction, we're all stunned.
Yeah, stunned, sad obviously, and then today the memories of Chica. To me, more than a masseuse, he was a very good friend, always had a smile on his face. Even in the worst of times on the ice, he found the best out of that, cheered you up, made you feel good about yourself. He had a lot to do in that locker room that a lot of people don't know, and the players, from the new generation guys to us that used to play, know how much he meant to this organization, and he'll be sorely missed. Off the ice, one of the best human beings and most positive people you'll ever meet.
And he fixed your stuff, right? I mean, hockey players have this, I guess they're very particular about how their equipment should fit. And Chica was the guy who made everything just so.
Yeah, and beyond the point of making you feel better when things weren't going so good, he could fix anything. And a lot of guys are particular about their equipment, especially National Hockey League players and goalies like myself for sure. And he'd fix my stuff. He'd make my pads bigger. I like my older pads. He could fix anything. Guys, some guys like new skates, some guys don't. He'd put pads on guys' skates. He'd fix the tongues. He'd fix the blades. He could fix anything. This guy was very, very talented. So to me, when it says masseur, he was way more than that. Yeah. He held about 10 titles in that room and will be sorely missed. And you can see the emotion on Jeff Blashill. He knows how important he has been to this organization through the years, and so do I, and so do the rest of his teammates and people that he came in contact with him, and we're lucky enough to have him here for all those years.
We know this about Mickey Redmond. He loves to laugh. So too did Chica, Mick.
I'm sorry, John, I missed that.
Chica loved to laugh just like you do.
Oh, God. I just, you know what? I heard about it last night driving home after the game, and yeah, sadness for sure. I just saw Chika twice last week up at the Troy Sports Center, and typical Sergei, he was laughing and talking, and half English and half Russian, and he was just a classic. And not only did he fix Ozzy your equipment and Bertuzzi's and all, and Datsuk and Eiserman and all those guys, but he fixed the alumni guys. He fixed my stuff from time to time as well. And you won't find a guy that was more positive. Every time you saw him, he had a smile on his face, and every time you saw him, he left you in a better place. So for me, that's the greatest compliment you can have. This guy, people will know over time probably, he not only was he here with the Red Wings for 20 years, he was with the Russian national teams, with the great teams, the Olympic teams, Slava Fetisov way back in the day, all that crew. This guy was all over. He was very worldly, but I can tell you one thing, Ozzy, he was like a good centerman. He made everybody and the wingers around him better people when it was all said and done.
And I can say this, there's been a lot of players that have played here and went to the Hall of Fame, and numbers are hanging in the rafters. You'll be hard-pressed to find a more popular guy in that locker room over the last 20-plus years than Chika. He did a ton of things. He was a jack of all trades. He's a Swiss Army knife down there for the players. He would do anything, and without anything in return. He never wanted anything back. He did it out of the kindness of his heart, and because he loved the game, and he loved the players, and he loved watching us play out there and being a big part of it, and he was for so many years.
I don't know that I ever saw him, John, that he didn't have a smile on his face and have a good attitude. I mean, all the time. Of course, we traveled together on the plane and all over the place and what have you. And again, even last week, I walked into the skate room up at the training center up there, and there he was doing some sewing. He looked up and hey, Mickey. And he started laughing and talking away about, it was great. Always good.
We had a thing. He would look at me walking in with a coat and tie, professional? No question. No question, he always said. Mick, thanks. This from the great Nick Lidstrom on Twitter when he learned the news about the sudden and tragic passing of Chika yesterday. Sad news this morning as he learned about it in Sweden. R.I.P. Chika. I will always treasure our time together. Justin Abelkader is playing in Switzerland. Abby said the thing that mattered most to you was the relationships you carried throughout your career. You made an impact that will last a lifetime. Love you, brother. That from Abby in Switzerland. Well, everybody's got a story or stories about interacting with Chika. You just like bumping into people who made you feel better about being bumped into. Chika had that quality. It was a life well lived. Trevor Thompson joins us with more from his perspective. T.
Yeah, John, and just from everything you've heard from everyone so far on the show, you could tell that Chika was simply a fascinating man, and I loved hearing stories from him about Russia, about his trips around the world with hockey, and about Red Wings, both past and present. But I knew that he was a magician with a needle and thread, so I once asked him to repalm a pair of my gloves. The craftsmanship was certainly second to none, but he absolutely positively refused cash payment. But I knew his soft spot, a cold case of Molson's, was something that he would not refuse, and he gladly accepted that. And I know he shared a cold one over the years with Chris Draper along the way, and I spoke with Draper today, who called Chika one of his very best friends. I asked him to reflect on a man who was a friend to all who knew him.
We would always, pretty well enter through the medical room, and he was, pretty well, the first person that you'd see every morning walking into the dressing room and just, sitting by that massage table and just surrounded by all his tools and all the equipment that he was fixing. And you couldn't go by him in a bad mood. It was actually almost impossible to do that. As soon as you saw him, he just brightened up the day, for a couple. One, his personality, and then you just realize that you're walking into the Detroit Red Wings dressing room and everything was going to be okay. If we had a tough loss the night before or whatever it might have been, you see Chika and he literally made your day better. And I was fortunate from 1998 all the way through until last night, to be able to call Chika one of my best friends. And you think about the players that he impacted, you know, not only in the Detroit Red Wings organization, the people that he impacted in the Detroit Red Wing organization, and anyone that was involved in the Detroit Red Wing organization, it truly is amazing, you know, how everyone just, you know, loved Chika.
Draper went on to tell me a story about one time when Chika took a pair of his skates and cut a hole in the side after Draper had been hit in the foot with a slap shot. He restitched that hole in such a way that Draper's swollen foot could then fit back inside the boot. Draper said he was going to give those pair of skates to Chika so he could keep them in his basement with the treasure trove of memorabilia that he had collected over the years, but he wound up keeping them and now has a keepsake of great sentimental value, a reminder of just how good a friend Chika was to him in so many ways over the years, guys.
All right, Trev, thanks. Great stuff. There is a hockey game to be played tonight, and perhaps some of the Red Wings paused as they got ready for the game, putting on the gear that might have been tweaked by their friend Chika at some point, and maybe they smiled wistfully. And now they will try to win a game for their friend. Rest easy, Chika. No question.